Welcome to the next episode of Music Design. Today we'll be analyzing one of gaming's most beloved tunes, the title theme from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Composed by music maestro Koji Kondo, Ocarina of Time's music still stands as one of the strongest soundtracks in all of gaming. Without further ado, let's analyze why the song evokes so many emotions to so many people. Koji Kondo, as he's done for many of his tunes, seeks to remove all unnecessary clutter of having too many instruments at once. Instead, he simplifies, optimizes, and masters every single instrument, from the chords even to single notes. He really uses every bit of space in the song to get his ideas across. The Ocarina of Time title theme is a slow piano ballad piece, evoking a strong, melancholic emotion. I can imagine Kondo being presented the intro cutscene to the game, in his mind immediately going for a slower and thoughtful piano tune. The arrangement of the song is very simple, consisting of the strings family, the violins, violas, and cellos. You see that they can just be combined into a general strings ensemble, but I decided to separate them out for clarity. After the strings, the piano is the prominent instrument to introduce the song. And then finally, the ocarina is a staple instrument from the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, and will be the lead melody for today. In the intro, Koji establishes a deeply evocative vibe with a strong piano chord. This is an F major 13 chord, which by itself is a very melancholic chord. The second chord is similar, a C major 9th. Kondo rolls up these chords as a way of providing more intrigue than just a block chord. After each piano chord, the strings will sustain on just a two-note chord, the F and the A. And just a three-note chord here. This is an example of him holding back on not using too many notes, but allowing the strings to act subtly as a secondary instrument. Notice the white hills here, which are the expressiveness automation. This controls essentially the volume and the vibrato of the strings as they quickly fade in and out. The way the strings play right after the piano makes it seem like the piano notes themselves are being transformed into strings. In the second half, Kondo will repeat the same two chords in the piano, but this time steadily going up note by note. An interesting note here is that at the very end, I added a rubato, which means I slowed the tempo of the song down to extend the ocarina notes, as you can see in this tempo automation down here. So I'll slow the tempo down slightly here, and then pick up the speed back up in section 1. Let's play this intro up to section 1. This is where Koji Kondo is at his best. He is a master at fine-tuning his melodies to perfection. Listen to the original song and notice how much care and attention is put into this melody. I myself noticed 3 particular aspects of his melody writing here. The first is recording myself performing the actual melody. This is an essential part to get the best out of any melody. People connect to music when they can sense that another human has performed it. Even if it's only through MIDI instruments, like the original song, that is often overlooked through a great recorded playing. As a result, in here I recorded numerous takes to capture the perfect line in this ocarina. Regarding quantization, I often apply a soft quantization, where I can adjust the tuning of how the notes line up. Vibrato is unbelievably important to make an instrument feel alive. If you think of any singer, it would be boring if they had sung completely straight. But the vibrato adds movement and a human touch to any instrument. Now, since this ocarina I used didn't have a handy vibrato knob, I went about this in an unconventional way. If you think how to add vibrato to any instrument, you will have to adjust the pitch over time as it oscillates up and down. This is what I constructed here. I automated the pitch of this ocarina, and then I fine-tuned the speed, which you can see right here, as well as the amount of it. Then, back on this screen, I can adjust the automation points here to fade in and fade out the amount of vibrato I need. This is a handy way to add vibrato to any instrument. Here's what it sounds like adjusting just the pitch here. Finally, volume automation is often overlooked, but it's what separates the masters from the amateurs. Some notes in the melody need to be faded in or faded out, and some passages may need a subtle boost in volume. So watch out as we play this melody when those things occur. Let's look at the melody itself. It's quite strange how it uses some notes outside the key, such as this slide down to B. I love how the melody begins slowly with the first two notes, and then leaps up almost an octave higher to this D. This giant leap invokes a strikingness and a surprise in the listener. During the next few iterations, Kondo will include some variation to break up the repetitiveness. Interestingly, both piano and strings, like we talked about earlier, will use the same two chords as they played in the intro. Let's take a listen to section 1 in full. In section 2, piano is removed in favor of highlighting the strings a bit more. The cellos are emphasized more, and the violins on top will copy exactly the same melody as the ocarina down below. The violins are a fantastic instrument to double up melodies because they provide a bit of air and lightness to the melody. After the violins, the violas will play an interesting counter melody to the ocarina and the violins. Finally, with the cellos, they provide the low-end support that would be missing without them. At the very end of this section, Koji will use one of his favorite chord progressions that he's used in many of his songs. Since the song is in C major, Koji will take two borrowed chords from the C minor scale, the A flat and then the B flat. This gives the song an unexpected lift here. Alright, let's take a listen to section 2 with these things in mind. The title theme from Ocarina of Time is one of Koji Kondo's masterpieces as a composer. There might not be a single person on the earth that dislikes this song because it's so thoughtfully composed and brilliantly performed. I would like to thank all my current Patreons who have supported me in our mission to uncover the secrets behind the best music in video games. They include Kevin Huin, Sam Hanley, Monish Corona, Dennis Mowers, Justin Chin, and Alan Brown. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Music Design.